So basically, it's gonna go all the way back to me, you know, coming in. And if I was the mother and I originally came in, mother or father, I originally came in and told, you know, Julie, like, no, don't allow nobody to touch you here. It could have prevented the whole thing. So we're gonna do, actually, let's do a scene of me coming in as the guy, and you know, I'm gonna try to touch her again, and she's gonna know what to do. So be like, no, my mom says you're not allowed to touch me. Leave me alone, or I'm gonna scream at the top of my lungs.
Are you listening, Golo?
Okay. So you're gonna be like, no, you're not allowed to touch me. My mom says that it's not.
Oh, so
right.
I'm making him start to threaten you.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. All right.
Ah.
Right now is basically I'm building comfort with you. I'm getting you comfortable with me and seeing how far I can touch you without you getting uncomfortable. So, you know, bad guys will probably do like, you know, just so that they can be able to touch you in different places without you really realizing it. They'll start doing stuff like, oh, let me tickle you. Let me tickle you. And see, you're letting me. You're not even stopping me from touching you. And that's what guys, you know, that's what the bad guys try to, you know, see how far they can get. Okay, stop it. I'm basically the bad guy, right? So right now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in. I basically want to see how comfortable you are with me touching you. Like, you know, either touching you here or letting me compliment you or whatever the case might be, you know. So
Why?
Huh?
Why?
Because that's how bad guys gain your trust. They do stuff like this to see how you know close they can get to you before you panic. Before you go like, no, don't touch me there, don't touch me here. So that's what we're gonna do. That's gonna be the first step, okay? Alright. Look. So when I come in and I try to close the door, you're gonna say no. You're gonna say no. My mom says I'm not a Golo, look at me. You're gonna say no. My mom says that I'm not allowed to be inside my room with the door closed. Okay? So you're gonna be like this, you're gonna say no. So that's basically, you know, one of the things to prevent this type of stuff.
How are you gonna get in if my mom's in here?
Good. You'll understand it later. Oh no, so we could not do this one and then just do the mouth one, since now you're no longer resulting to stopping him. You're just like too depressed to even care. This rope means, Julie?
That I can't.
By the way, it's really loose. It's just
Yeah.
basically pretend. Alright, that one?
That like it's basically keeping everything to like basically me trying to keep everything to myself, and like I'm afraid of all the things that the man threatened me, and I'm supposed to be like quiet and not tell anybody about what he tried to do, and that's
Yeah, so basically this rope.
basically I'm kept together. I can't tell anybody else. I can't do anything.
You can't stop him.
Yeah, I can't stop him.
You can't stop him because of what?
Because of the ropes.
Well, but what does the rope mean?
Because I'm scared.
Because it's not really like he came and put a rope. It's
I know.
more like his words were threatening you so much that now this means that you're no longer gonna stop me from doing anything to you. And
Because I'm
this
so
rope,
scared.
because you're so scared, and then this rope means that, you know, because you're not stopping me, that means I know you're not gonna say anything because you're silent. Okay? So we're gonna excuse me. So we're basically putting a lock on her here.
Then how am I supposed to?
Really, not really here. Okay, and then we're gonna put the key. Go low. She's recording. And then we're gonna put the key to this over here. So basically, phase is gonna be the rope part. So what I'm gonna do, this is the part where you're gonna feel uncomfortable and you're gonna try to stop me, and then that's when I'm going to basically threaten you. You know what threaten means?
That means like when somebody says like something mean to scare you, but they're not really gonna do it. It's just so that they can make you do what they wanted you to do by threatening. Okay?
Yeah. So I'm gonna say like mean stuff like.
So what are you gonna do to me for me not to be like this?
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in the room again, and I'm gonna like start trying to see again how much further you can let me go, and then you're gonna feel uncomfortable. So I'm gonna show you. You're gonna say like no, like stop, and then as soon as you do that, I'm gonna be like no, like you're gonna listen to me, and then you're gonna be like this. You're gonna get scared and sad. Like you're gonna be sad. Suicide. Suicide is basically when like. It's a thought that goes, it's a really negative thought that goes into kids' heads. Well, not only kids, just anybody in general. When they don't have no answers, when they feel alone, when they feel like nobody will listen to them, they get these really negative thoughts in their head to where they'd rather feel like they're gone, where they're dead.
Like for example, like I'm stupid, I'm fat.
Yeah.
I'm not needed in this world.
Exactly. So when you do not feel important and people fail to make you feel important, they basically, they get these negative thoughts to where they're like, you know what, I'm gonna do some craziness. I don't feel like I'm needed in this world, so I might as well kill myself. So there's a lot of people that think about suicide and think about killing themselves in different ways. I don't want to get into that with you, but they just rather be gone than to be suffering so much. Okay? And then a cutter is basically kids that, or people in general, that do not want to go to the extreme of killing themselves, but they want to, they basically, once you do that, that's when I'm going to start telling you all this mean stuff, I'm going to make the gestures, and I'm going to be like, no, I'm going to hurt your mom. I'm going to hurt your friends too if you say something. So you better not. This is our little secret. So I'm going to do it like that. And then basically me using those words are going to scare you so much that it's like if I'm going to be tying you up. I'm going to basically, the ropes are going to mean that like my words are so scary to you that it's gonna basically lock you up for life, or at least that's how it's gonna feel. Like you can't
So
say
you can tie that rope on my mouth.
Yeah. So I'm gonna put first. While I'm threatening you, I'm gonna put it. Come here. Give me your hands. I'm gonna grab your hands, and I'm gonna be saying this mean stuff. I'm like, you're not gonna say nothing to nobody about this because this is our little secret. And then once I do that, that's when you're gonna have this. And I'll be like, and you better not say nothing, because if you say something, I'm definitely gonna tell your friends, and they're gonna make fun of you, and I'm gonna say mean stuff. Okay? So, you ready? Okay. All right. So basically, they want to feel like they deserve the pain, like they deserve everything that's happening to them. So some kids find different ways of hurting themselves, either by hitting themselves, but a cutter is basically somebody who's really depressed and has nobody to talk to, so they end up, causing themselves pain. So they'll use different objects and different things to hurt themselves, whether it's a blade or different things like that, that'll basically self-inflict pain. And once they do it, they feel better because they're like, you know what, I deserve that. So that's why I did it. So it's like a temporary relieving feeling for them, because they're like, I deserve to be hurt. I deserve this. So they end up doing that. and then they have, you know, they don't really have help because they feel like they're alone in the world. So instead of talking to people and expressing themselves and opening up, they end up doing all these other things to hurt themselves even more, just because they feel so worthless. You know what I mean? So that's basically the different types of bad things that happen or come out of kids who feel alone and are molested and are raped. They end up...
Why it's doing that?
Hey guys, so we're basically wrapping things up now. Took us like about an hour to do the video, but we definitely felt as a family how important it is for this message to be shared across the world. Not only for me being a survivor myself, but also, you know, the moral of the story is that you can prevent a lot of things, and it usually starts at a very, very young age. So, you know, talk to your children and keep them informed of the do's and don'ts, the stranger danger, and definitely help them understand. You know, I know it's a very touchy subject to begin with, but it's better to prevent danger than to avoid it or act like it doesn't exist.
No touch zones.
The no touch zones, definitely. All right.
Hope this video impacts you, you know, in a positive way.
Definitely. So, how do you guys feel about this video?
I think it's actually good.
I think it's actually
Gonna
pretty good
impact
thing to
people's
do.
lives. Like
Yeah.
what you're trying to make it do. I think it's gonna work.
Yeah, I hope it is. I don't want people touching other people, and I don't want kids getting hurt and stuff.
I agree. So, this is Jariel. He is, oops, sorry. How old are you?
7.
And
I'm the
you
little-
are?
And
Julie Marie, and I'm 9.
when you watch
And how long have you guys been knowing about the no touch zones?
Since I was born.
Since you can talk, right?
Yes, since I can talk and understand
since
what
1 years
everything
old. I know since 1 years old, and it's pretty annoying when I know it already. And my mom keeps on trying to tell me.
And your mom keeps telling you
Yes.
all the time. It's
Yes.
it's literally something that we basically preach to them.
But I know
We
it
constantly
already.
remind them. I know you know it already, but look, guess what? They don't know. The bad guys don't know that you know